So now it's time to learn how to program the velocity pressure fryer. There's a good chance that at any startup that you do, you're going to be asked to program some set points. Definitely you need to show the manager how to do this, and that's indicated on the startup checklist. So for general market, the products that are pre-programmed is just chicken, 2, 4, 6, and 8 head. For KFC, you're going to have original recipe, extra crispy, dark meat, white meat. There's all sorts of settings on there that are pre-programmed. For general market, you might be asked to put in wedges or anything else that they're cooking. For KFC, maybe if they're doing gizzards or livers, you have to add those, or any promotional products that they have at that time. So to show you how to program, we're going to program a 3-step test program. I'm going to call it test. It's pretty generic. But the way we do that is you press and hold the menu button, just like we saw in the previous video. You go to the main menu. Step number 4 is our programming right here. I press that, and then it says products, cook menu, special programming. All we want to do is program products. So I press the button next to that, and the code is the standard Henny Penny 123. Okay, so now we're going to select a product, and so we need to find an empty product. Right now it says P3, product 3 is 6 head. I can use the flashing buttons, plus or minus, to increase my products or see which product might be open. Saying 2 basket, 3 basket, 4 basket, and now we finally have an open one. When the product name matches top and bottom, that's telling me it's open. So let's go to product number 9, and to select that, we just press the button next to the right arrow, and it asks me to enter a name. So to change the name, I press this button next to the arrow. It says change. And now it's flashing and says, okay, you can change these letters. The way we do that is we use the plus or minus arrows here. So if I use the plus, you can see it starts to scroll through. Well, we're going to call this test. If I hold it in, it scrolls automatically a lot faster. So there's my T. Go to the next letter. We're going to enter E. S. So we have test. I hit check mark. That saves it. And now it says, okay, there's my name. I could change it again by pressing here, but I'm going to go forward to link ID. Link ID is what shows up in your cook menu. It's more of an abbreviated name. I would recommend keeping these to around five letters long or 5 digits long. If they get longer than that, then the names can kind of blend together. It looks kind of muddy on your cook menu screen. So for the link ID, we're going to call that test as well. So I change that. And we'll enter T, T. To confirm, I press the check mark. Okay, press the button next to the right arrow. It asks me for cook time. For step number 1, we're going to enter our total cook time, and that's going to be 13 minutes in this case. So we're going to increase our time with the plus. Okay, so our first cook time is 13 minutes. Temperature for this step, we're going to leave it at 325. Pressure, we want to start with pressure off. Step 2, we're going to turn pressure on. And then we need step 2 at. This is saying when the clock hits, what time do you want to change to happen? So the clock, this is the countdown time. And we want step 2 to happen 1 minute into the cook cycle. So when the clock runs down or counts down to 12, we want something to change. So our time here is going to be 12. Our temperature for this step is going to be 300. We're going to have the temp lower a little bit when we add pressure. So I'm going to back this down to 300. Pressure, we want that to be on, so I just use the plus, toggles it on. If I press plus again, it's off. It's either on or off, so we'll leave it on. And then step 3. Step 3 is our pressure release step. So in this case, when we hit 1 minute, 1 minute left in the cook cycle, we want the pressure to release. So at the end of the cook cycle, we're ready to open the lid. So as for step 3, we're going to crank that up to 1 minute. It's going to happen when the timer hits 1 minute, we want something to change. And so our temperature, When pressure releases, we lose energy, so I'm going to bump the temperature up again. This is where we want pressure to release in the last minute. So we say pressure off. And we don't need a step number 4, so we'll leave that at 0. Alarm means, hey, do you want an alarm to go off during the cycle? Alarm 1, well, we want the alarm to go off when the timer hits 0, so we'll leave it at 0. Load compensation, in this case, we're going to leave it off. Full heat, we'll leave it at 0 seconds. PC factor, 0. We're back to select product, so P9 is now test. To exit programming, you just press and hold the menu button, and it exits. So we assign test to P9, and P9 actually by default is going to show up in menu 3. Products 1 through 4 show up in menu 1. I programmed a menu 2 here with wedges, and this is product 5, 6, 7, and 8. And then menu 3, you can see test. It's 9, 10, 11, and 12. So now we're in menu number 3. And if you want to get more advanced, I'll show you how we can change the name of menu 3 or add different products to menu 3. And that would be in the cook menus video.